Hi, and welcome to Faith and Flour. I'm Robin. It has been a little while since my last video, and in the meantime, spring has turned into summer where I live, here in Central Texas. If you missed my community post explaining where I've been these last few weeks, I will link it in the description box. It's really good to be back. It's been a really hard time for our family, but knowing that so many of you have been praying for us has meant so much. Your kind messages have been so appreciated, and we really can't thank you enough. Lauren and Kyle, our daughter-in-law and son, have returned to their home in North Carolina, and we are getting back in the groove of life here following their visit, which was a very special time for us. So in today's video, I'm going to start by sharing an easy dinner recipe that I just kind of threw together and we've been enjoying over the last few weeks. I want to show you a very simple bedroom refresh that I did for the summer, and I've got updates on our home projects and sort of a conundrum that we have with our bonus room. It's the room that I pretty much never show you in the videos, where Patrick's office is, and we've been storing things in there during the home project renovations that we've been having, and now it's time to get it in order, and I would love your input on what to do in there, but I'll get to all of that at the end of the video, and we'll get started with the recipe. I rely heavily on my Instant Pot, especially during the summer months, for a few reasons. First of all, it doesn't heat up the kitchen as much as using the stovetop or the oven. It doesn't require any monitoring, which is really nice, so I am free to use my time for other things, and it helps me to prepare things like frozen chicken when it's almost dinner time and I didn't remember to have it thawed. That happened to be the case on this night, so I put about 1.5 pounds of frozen chicken. You could use thighs, breasts, or tenders, which is what I used, into my Instant Pot, along with 1 can of Rotel, which is just diced tomatoes with chili peppers, about 1/4 cup of water to keep it from burning, and about 1 teaspoon or 2 of taco seasoning, and set it to pressure cook for 16 minutes. All of that will be the filling for chicken enchiladas, and while it was cooking, I gathered the other ingredients, which are things that I really try to keep stocked in our kitchen for making a variety of Tex-Mex type dinners that are really easy to put together and are always delicious. Whenever I am not preparing other things on our stovetop, I like to use my Instant Pot there so that when I release the pressure and when I open the lid, all of the steam can be vented outside with our hood vent over the stove, which really helps to keep the kitchen cooler and also helps eliminate the cooking smells in our home. So once the chicken is done, I transfer it to the bowl of my stand mixer to shred it. And while it's still nice and hot, I add 1/2 cube of cream cheese, which is about 4 ounces, and I let the mixer combine everything, melting the cheese and continuing to shred the chicken until it's the consistency that I like. I save the juices that were left in the Instant Pot and add some back in if the chicken filling seems too dry, along with the rest of the tomatoes and chilies. And then I give everything one more mix to make sure everything's combined. Assembling everything is quick and easy. I just prepare a baking dish with some oil and then fill corn tortillas with the chicken cream cheese mixture, rolling them up and placing them seam side down in the baking dish. cheese beautifully, so to make my life easier, I made enough filling for a double batch. We recently got a separate freezer, and having room to store some meals like this has been a huge blessing. So I've been trying to get in the habit of cooking once and eating twice, eating one meal and freezing the other, so that on a busy night or when I just don't feel like cooking, I've got lots of great options. I like to use nonstick foil to line a small baking dish. Once everything is ready for the oven, I'll wrap it up and freeze it right in the dish. Once frozen, I lift the foil package that I've made out of the dish, put it into a labeled Ziploc bag, and return it to the freezer. I found that really saves freezer space, and it fits perfectly back into the same dish when I'm ready to bake it. So I can use that baking dish for other things in the meantime, and I don't have to buy any disposable foil pans either. As you can see, I poured jarred enchilada sauce over the rolled tortillas and spread it out evenly. I have been using this green enchilada sauce from Siete. It has very clean ingredients with no gluten or soy, and it tastes amazing. I used to only find it at Thrive Market, but just recently I found it at Walmart too. Their red sauce is also amazing. And of course, I top everything with cheese. And this is a Mexican cheese blend, but you can use really any kind of cheese that you like. I put one in the oven to bake at 375 degrees for about 20 to 30 minutes, or until the cheese is melted and bubbly. The other one I prepared for the freezer. After sealing it up tightly with foil, I put the whole thing, dish and all, into the freezer. Once it was frozen, I removed the little foil package that I had made from the pan and put it in a labeled Ziploc bag and returned it to the freezer. These easy chicken enchiladas were so delicious. I served them with just a tomato salad on the side for a simple and satisfying dinner that my family really enjoyed. I will have the recipe in the description box below in case you were looking for a dinner idea for your busy week ahead. Really about seasonal decor, but I do love to make little changes to our home to reflect the season. Usually it's things like switching the linens on our table, and not much happens in the bedroom. But this summer, I thought it would be nice to swap out our bed linens to bring in just a little color and a lighter texture. For a while now, I have kept everything very neutral in the bedroom because I find that to be very calming, relaxing, and elegant. I don't plan to depart from that too much, but I am excited to see how this subtle difference will refresh the space for the summer. I want to thank Brooklinen for sponsoring today's video. Brooklinen is a luxury sheets company creating high-quality home goods that really elevate your home. I think it is so important to invest in sheets that not only are going to last a long time, but are going to get softer with each wash. We have been sleeping on Brooklinen bedding for a few years now and absolutely love the look, quality, and feel of their sheet sets and duvet covers. I usually gravitate towards white or cream, something very neutral, but this time I chose this beautiful periwinkle solid color for the duvet cover and coordinating periwinkle stripe for our sheets, all in linen, which is absolutely perfect for the summertime. They are always coming out with new colors, and I was very excited to see this periwinkle blue because it's my favorite color. There are several colors to choose from. They always have new colors with each season, and I love the choices for this year. Brooklinen sheets are tried and true. They have over 100,000 5-star reviews, which is more than any other online bedding company. I chose Brooklinen's linen hardcore bed sheets bundle this time. So instead of buying individual items, you can save 20% by purchasing a hardcore bundle, which includes a core sheet set, extra pillowcases, and a duvet cover. This sheet set is made from 100% linen made in Portugal. Linen has unique moisture wicking properties that make it even cooler than cotton. So it's light yet cozy, perfect for warm days or cool nights. And their signature soft linen is perfectly imperfect with a signature rumpled look, which I really like. It has an effortless elegance and a casual style. We have been sleeping on them for over a month, and hands down, these are the most comfortable sheets I've ever owned. They are incredibly soft and keep getting softer with each wash. They keep me cool, and I love the color and summery light and casual look too. Brooklinen is offering my viewers a special discount of 15% off your first order, so just click the link down in the description box.
The perfect summer is over in a flash and you're on your way. Somebody near, it's open for tonight, it's not too late. My mind says yes, you've been here for quite some time, but my heart tells me you should stay. Screams, let me carry you home.
We are almost finished with our hangar renovation. Our hangar, or our very large garage, is where we store our RV, our cars, and several other things. Last time I gave you an update, we completed the spray foam insulation. It turned out great. It will keep things cooler in the summer and warmer in the winter, and it also provides quite a lot of strength to the metal walls and ceiling so that it can withstand the extreme weather that we can have around here. After that, we refinished the floors. We started with grinding the surface to prepare it for 2 different types of epoxy floor treatments. We hired Texas Tough Tops, a local team that worked with Patrick to achieve his vision for the space, and we were really happy with the results. I will show you a little overview of the process, and once Patrick has completed all of the other elements, I will give you a complete before and after tour in a future video. The first treatment, which covers most of the floor, is a chipped epoxy that started with a base coat, and we chose a gray color. While the base coat was still wet, they coated the floor with vinyl chips in white, slate, and black, after which they gave a top coat of clear the next day. For the remaining part of the floor, we chose a metallics epoxy treatment, which turned out beautiful. It starts with a black base coat that is overlaid with an epoxy colored in pearl, silver, and a copper brown color. This treatment has a different result with each application, so we love the unique result that is actually like a work of art. And I want to give a shout out to Seth and his team. You can find them at texastoughtops.com. As Patrick completes the finishing touches inside the hanger, we were able to move out all of the things that we were storing in this room that belong in there. I very rarely show you this room on my channel. We call it the bonus room. Originally, it was a garage that was converted by the previous owners of our home. As you can see, Peyton likes to hang out in here and Patrick uses it as his office. And we were storing things in here. We have this bookshelf in here because we have a vision of using it as sort of a family room, sort of media room. We recently brought in this coffee table that we had in our media room in our previous home, and because we had nowhere else to store it, we were keeping Peyton's old trundle bed in here, which we want to keep, and now that the garage is sort of climate controlled, we're going to take it apart and move it in there. This bed was part of a set that both Peyton and Kyle used growing up. Peyton still uses 2 dressers and the desk in his room, and we recently took a set of bunk beds to Kyle and Lauren to use for their future children. We collectively made the decision to keep it all because it is very good quality and still in really good shape. So it's worth keeping even though we don't have immediate plans to use it. The mattresses are also in great shape and still fairly new, so we wanted to keep them, and so I found a storage bag that zips closed and it's large enough to fit them both and keep them clean and protected on Amazon, which I will link down in the description box along with other items from today's video. Also, be sure to check my Amazon store for our favorite things and items that we recommend. I will have that linked in the description box too. Moved several times over the years and have had lots of practice taking apart and reassembling this bed. One thing I have learned is the importance of keeping all the little parts, the nuts, bolts, screws, and handles in a labeled Ziploc bag, and then either tape that to the headboard of the bed or store them someplace where you are going to remember to find it. Trust me, you will be so glad you did. I hope that you'll be able to relate to what I'm about to show you. It's definitely a first world problem. Not really a problem at all, just kind of funny. So while we are so grateful for the extra space, especially for Patrick to have an office, it's a huge room and we really have no idea how to arrange it in a way that is functional and that kind of looks good. Add to that the fact that we just want to use the mismatched furniture that we already have to make it all work somehow. I decided that I did not want to use this gray carpet anymore. In fact, I never really did. We just had it in here temporarily. And we have several Turkish carpets and they're a little bit mismatched, but I want to try to make those work in here. So we need to move this incredibly heavy table out of the way. We placed some dollies under each end, which really helped, and then we began moving everything around, trying different configurations to see what we could come up with. Peyton is a really big help when it comes to the heavy lifting, but he usually doesn't have much interest in how things should be arranged. So it was really fun to see him take an interest and offer his opinion this time. The general consensus led us to this arrangement. We decided to center the sofa and the coffee table, leaving room for a console and TV that will go against the wall eventually. We left the bookcase and used the chairs to create a reading nook. There is still plenty of room to walk through, and once we add some art on the walls, I think this is going to work. Of course, the rolled up carpet won't be staying, and I do not like the rug that I have in front of the door, so that I'm planning to return. If you have any suggestions for what to replace it with or any other ideas for arranging this room, we would love to hear them in the comments. Thank you so much for spending your time with me here today. If you enjoyed it, be sure to let me know by giving me a thumbs up and by subscribing. We would love to have you join us here at Faith and Flour. Don't forget to check out Brooklinen and use my link in the description box for 15% off your first order. I'll be looking forward to talking with you in the comments, so leave one below and I'll see you in the next video. Until then, have a wonderful week.